Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It is Wednesday, the 23rd of June, 2021. It's about 12:40 in the afternoon of the paper trading session. We have entered the boring phase of our session today. I want to take a look at a few things. I know a lot of you have been asking about some stocks and some trades and whatnot, so I'm going to take a look at a few different things here. But I'm most interested in whether the stock market is kind of entering a topish phase, and we're starting to get ready to enter in a short-term corrective mode. Before I get into any of this, of course, as you all know, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You are responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research, and I'm just giving my opinion on the market. So I'm going to start by taking a look at Bitcoin. I'm then going to take a look at the S&P, and I'm going to take a look at NASDAQ. I am interested in also taking a look at Microsoft, and if there's anything that anybody wants me to take a look at, just throw in a comment in the YouTube chat, and I'll do my best to take a look at that live for you. All right, so first off, let's go ahead and move on into our good friend Bitcoin. We had been looking at this for a long time. I just want to point out what everybody was paying attention to, and I think it caught people off guard, myself included, and that is this guy right here. So we had, good idea that we had an A, B, C, D, E, a good wedge, and we actually talked about taking this trade, down to about 28. And what ended up happening is we didn't take out the lows here, and we actually faked out to the upside. And the title of this video is Mistakes Have Been Made. We saw this move to the upside, and I saw a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In hindsight, this looks like a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks like a corrective move here, a little ABC into this wave C. Then we have our, our move down from there. And I was interested in buying at 35,000. I think I also nibbled a little bit at 37. I did a stop loss at 33, but I was buying down here. And the reason why, and we talked about this 2 days ago. When was the last time this 12-hour wave has been this low? And we looked at this. It was all the way back in like February and March of 2020, like over a year ago. That was the last time this 12-hour had gotten this low. And we had, good confluence here with the 1 hour, the 3 hour, and the 12-hour was all oversold. We had this big push down below 28, below 29. And, you had the 1 hour, the 3 and the 12-hour all in oversold at the exact same time, right? And when this 12-hour gets down here, I mean, your probability for a move to the upside is much higher than when the 12-hour is working its way down, or even when it's working its way up, okay? Obviously, you want this 12-hour to be moving in an upward trajectory, but, when you've got all three of these guys down here and oversold at the same time, even buying here wasn't terrible at about 31 to 31.5. It's not a terrible place to buy. Yeah, it went all the way down here to about 28.5, 28.6, but that was also a great buying opportunity also. And here we are. Yeah, the hourly is starting to pull back. The 3 hour is getting ready to pull back. It wouldn't surprise me if we came back down here. I mean, to be quite honest, the move down to 28K is still in the cards. People are very adamant about buying the dip on Bitcoin, and that honestly, that scares me a little bit, because there's everybody that's creating liquidity down here. I mean, this is a great example. Everybody is creating liquidity right here at this baseline, which is at about 31,100. That level right there, you've got support here. We have a wick support there. We have support here. The 1, 3, and the 12 was in a decent position. Not as good as it was here, but creating the support. If we come back down, if the market is going to come back down and retest 31.1, I would say we're probably going to pull back a little bit more. So you should just be cautious. Be cautious and be careful if you're using leverage. Me, when I'm on the long side, I usually only do like 1x leverage. So just be cautious and be careful. I'm just going to say that one more time. The structure that we've got here is not the best from an Elliott perspective, from an Elliott wave perspective. You can count a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe potentially 1, 2, 3, 4. But you see, the problem is this guy right here doesn't provide a whole lot of subdivision. This looks very impulsive. So that's why I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish this move, right? So maybe this is just that first wave, which means we're going to correct it. But how far down are we going to go? And where are things going to become invalid? I don't want to see us come back below 31.6. If we come back down here to the 618, we better bounce out of here hard. We had better bounce out of here really, really hard at about 30, we'll call it 31,000. I really don't want I don't want to see us come back down here. I would rather find a good bounce here at the 382 or the 50. These are the two areas that I think probably are going to provide some support. I don't want to come all the way back down to 31.1 because I think if we do, we probably are going to make that move back down. But all in all, what are we seeing right now? Let me go back to an hourly here. What are we seeing here? Well, we've got support right here that we've just recently tested. So let me just outline this guy right here, and then also our resistance, which we just hit. Let's just talk about those two levels right now, which we are inside of right now. Looking to the left, we've got, you know, nice supportive structure here, nice supportive structure here, and then of course right here there was support, right here there was support, so we'd expect there to be some resistance when we retest that, and that's exactly what has happened. We had some resistance right there. You can see it, a nice wick to resistance at almost 35K. Actually, it looks like on Bitstamp, it did hit 35 right on the dot, and it's done a little bit of a pullback. Nothing too concerning. If anything, we've got a bullish throwback, which we haven't really seen in a while, right? So right here, what did we have? Let me just outline this for you. Just, you know, use your eyes and look left, okay? Right here. Support, bearish throwback. Right here. Support, bearish throwback. So we didn't really have a bearish throwback here, but right here we're getting that bearish throwback, but it has just been continued. Right here is another really great one. We had support here, we had the bearish throwback. Okay, now what we're starting to see, we just overtook that support level and we are reclaiming it as support, right? So it should have been resistance, and it was right here. And now we have gone up above and we retested that. This is a bullish sign. So cautiously optimistic. Don't want us to go much lower than about 31.5. It's where I don't want us to really, you know, break. I don't want us to break 31.5. Breaking 31.1, that's really the key to hold. But really, I don't want us to go below 31.5. It's my thought on Bitcoin. Right now, it does look like we are at a minimum going to consolidate. It does look like the upward movement is complete for now. Markup phase is done. Now we are in sort of a consolidation mode, because the way that these happen is now you've got people that are identifying this as a potential bullish move. Now they want to get in, but they want to get into the best price. This is how support and resistance levels are created. You know, you've got lots of support and resistance confluence right here at about 33.2. So about 33,200. There's going to be some support there. There's going to be some demand there, right? Whereas we ran into supply up here, which you can see we had a nice sell-off here. So you should expect that to be resistance as we're pushing up into it. So we have naturally sort of a reaccumulation zone between 33.2 and 34.9. So there's going to be a nice area of supply and demand right here, which we are eventually going to push through one of them. One of them is going to break. I tend to believe right now, based on the 12-hour, it's probably going to, you know, maybe test down below, but probably will eventually break up above. That's just my general thought based on the 12-hour. But again, I need to see this hourly reset. The 3-hour ideally would come back down here as well. But, you know, as you can see right here, this 3-hour can stay up here for a while. So the 1 hour at a minimum needs to reset. And that would be good. So we've got some shorter term moving averages that are catching up here, and things look okay. All right, that's enough on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. So on NQ, All right, I'm going to take a look at this on a 4-hour time frame. All right, so I've been talking about this also for a while. Let's see here. I need to get rid of that. I really would like to just completely blow the chart away. I'd like to get rid of this chart. I'm still bearish. It doesn't surprise me that we pushed up. I've been talking about us moving up and above for a while now. This trend line was based on this high right here. That really hasn't been confirmed, so I'm not super married to this upper trend line right now. But it does look like we did a little bit of a bullish throwback here. So this wave C could still see a little bit more upside. We've got our box up here that I drew a while back. That's going to be sitting at about 14,450. So is it possible that we pop up there? It's very possible that we do pop up there. We're just going to have to see. We're going to have to see. And actually, what I'm going to do, let me move to a different chart over here. All right, and I'm going to blow this away. All right, so we've got this. Let me get rid of that. Okay. So I'm going to pull this on a 4-hour. I want to take a look at the current price action that we've got here. Let's see here. You know what? Actually, I've got some extra stuff on that chart, so I'm going to move to a different chart here, just to keep things clean. Okay. All right. So, and actually, this is very interesting. So we just had a 618 pullback, a bearish pullback to the 618, and we hit our target, the -236. So that was a good trade. Anyway, but not that I'm monitoring that. Let's see here. Let's go again to a 4-hour. What I'm interested in is, are we close to being done? All right. So obviously we have, a bearish engulfing 4-hour block, attempted to be a bullish engulfing 4-hour block, which really was kind of almost an inside candle. And we have an hour left to create a bearish engulfing 4-hour block as well. So we'll have to wait and see how that closes. But the bigger question is, are we done? And actually, let's see, this goes all the way back to, let's see here, this low here. I'm just going to put a couple measurements on here using trend-based fib extension from this low to this high to this pullback. We have this wave 3, 4. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to measure that wave 1 projected from this wave 4. I don't think we're going to make our way all the way up here to 14.8. I don't think that's in the cards right now. I do think that we do have a little bit more of a pullback that we're going to get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3, A, B, C into the 4. It overlaps, which is concerning. This is concerning because technically speaking, what we've got right here, if I'm counting this as a 1, 2, this 1 has to hold, and we did violate that over here. So I'm still just a little concerned about the construction here of this. Let's see here. Again, just trying to determine if we have created a bit of a top. So let me measure this move right here from this low, which on the other chart, this was our bullish level of invalidation. Dominant pivot low, dominant pivot high, nice correction here. Yeah, we could make one more poke higher. One more poke higher, about 14,350. But based on this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 1, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we are about done. I do think we're very close to being done. And I'm just really revalidating what my current thesis is. When we were down here, this was in mid-May. This was around tax day. And a lot of people, myself included, were taking money out to pay taxes. And that is likely what caused this pullback. And I think we're close to finishing this. I really do. I do believe that we are. And so I have some bearish positions that are going into mid to late July. not rushing things, but this channel, actually I could probably extend this up a little bit. Yeah, we're getting close to touching that median. This channel is actually, it's really respecting a lot of levels. So we've got this low, we've got this high. We've got a lot of respect here at the median. We've got the lower, some respect here, some respect here. Tried to push up above the median and it rejected. Tried to hit that median and it got rejected. And now here we are again. And I'm not calling this a rejection because it doesn't look like a huge rejection right now. But I think that if we do create an additional bearish engulfing candle here, even on this 4-hour block, which needs to close below 14,239, and we're at 14,264 right now. Sorry, I apologize. 14,305.50. We need to close. No, the open on there 14,265, and we're at 14,264.25. And the way that I got that is, let me just zoom in here. So on this green candle, the open is 14,265. And so for it to be a bearish engulfing, we need to go below 14,265. And right now, that's basically right where we're at right now. So we have an hour that we need to resolve to the downside. And I think what that'll do is sort of revalidate what my thoughts are on the market as a whole. I'm not saying that we're going to be entering a bearish market. That is absolutely not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is taking a look at Qs, at QQQ. This 4-hour looks like, just a lot of indecision. It doesn't have a whole lot of body. There's 34 minutes left in the Qs, this 4-hour candle. Not a whole lot of body. It doesn't look like a shooting star or anything like that. I know a lot of you are very interested in that kind of stuff, but not a whole lot of body to this. But likely there is a decent amount of volume that's behind it. So, again, taking a look at this from a 1, 2, and then we've got this wave 3, 4, and then we should be, up here at the 2618. So we should be basically done. According to the Qs, we should be creating a top right up here. So I would, I'm still not taking equity positions. I'm not over leveraging myself. Even my short positions, they're more considered hedges, and they're not overexposing myself. So yeah, I do have some bearish positions in the Qs. I shared that with our insured plus area earlier today. I was looking for a move potentially to 335. That is moderate for us to come back down here to 335, maybe down to 330 if we're done. Okay? So let's just put this out there. If we're done, what we should be doing is we should be correcting the whole move. So from dominant pivot low to dominant pivot high, what do we have? We've got the 618 at 328. We have the 50 at 332. And again, I'm looking for a move to 335. That is my bearish play. If we get to 335, then I'm good. And that's for later in July. So I'm giving it plenty of time to come back down here. I'm not looking to close it out at max profit, but I'm still looking to make, a decent amount of profit on this. The same thing with SPY. So let me just pull that up here. So SPY, let's look and see what SPY looks like. Again, some indecision on this candle. SPY looks weaker than NASDAQ. And I have repeatedly said that. In almost every video that I have done over the last month and a half, I have said that NASDAQ is going to be stronger than SPY. NASDAQ is currently at all-time highs. SPY is still trying to grind up. And we're starting to see some indecision right here. So again, if we're still going to continue to see some highs on SPY, we could see a move up here to maybe 427, 428. Wouldn't surprise me for SPY to squeak out another high, but let's just measure it. Okay, let's just take a look at it. Again, I'm looking at SPY. I'm not looking at the greater futures continuous contract. I'm just looking at SPY. All right, so we've got this guy right here. So we didn't quite hit that 1618. We didn't quite hit that. But we had a significant pullback. I don't think we're going to retest this high just quite yet. I don't think we will. I think, again, we're going to see a move back down, potentially to 410 to 411. I think more than likely we're going to find ourselves down there. I don't think we're going to retest these lows just quite yet. Don't think that's in the cards. But it wouldn't surprise me if we are in a corrective mode, okay? So looking at this, we've got this 1, 2, a weak 3, ABC into the 4, and then we've got this 5. You could call this an ending diagonal. You can call it whatever you want. A slow grind to the top, and then we have this correction, and then a move up, and then more than likely we're going to kind of resume the trend downward. Again, I'm not taking out of the cards that SPY could find itself up to 426 to 428. I'm not saying that that's impossible, but right here, let me throw the 786 and the 887 on here. There's the 887. I'll throw that on there. And actually, we're kind of trying to test that today, which is at about 424. So I'll just go ahead and leave that at the 887. But down here, 412, right? 412, or maybe even just a little bit lower, squeak a little bit lower. And then the shorts that we're in, they're going to be printing significantly. So I'm not saying that we're entering a bear market. I'm not saying that you should move all of your 401k to bonds. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is we're just going to be entering a natural breathing phase in the market where we're going to see a little bit of a pullback. We are close to the end of June, and taking a look at SPY from a weekly standpoint, I mean, June has been pretty volatile, right? So this is the first week of June right there. Lots of indecision. The next week, kind of bullish. But what about last week? Look at this bearish engulfing candle. And so far, we have an inside bar on the weekly for SPY. An inside bar. There is still 2.5 days left in the session for SPY. But if we get an inside bar, well, that's just neutral. And it wouldn't surprise me, again, if we did, see this move down to the 4 teens. Right, the 410 to 420, somewhere in that range. It wouldn't surprise me one bit for us to do that. I'm being very patient with my trade. If you guys are from the Discord and you're following my trades, I'm being very patient, and I'm not going to just panic and get out of that trade because I think the trade is good. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Yeah, I've had some bad trades. Everybody has bad trades. Nobody has a 100% hit rate. But so far we're doing pretty good. We're still on bonds. And, our TLT play is still in significant profit. Our ZB trade is in profit. Our ZN trade, so that's the note, that's kind of flat right now. Probably can still find a decent entry there, but all in all, I think that once the Fed finally starts to raise interest rates, I think we're going to see a little bit of a collapse in the equities market as a whole. And so we just need to prepare for that. I know everybody's in buy the dip mode. That is very obvious that we are in buy the dip mode based on, what we see right here. We're all in buy the dip mode, and there's nothing wrong with that. Do it while it continues to work, but be prepared for the rug pull. Everybody talks about the rug pull in crypto. The rug pull is going to happen in the equities market. And it's going to be when people least expect it. I'm just trying to position myself to be ready for it. That's it. One more stock I want to take a look at is Microsoft. I have been eyeing Microsoft for a long, long time. I got into this trade a while back. Let me see if my P&L pops up here or if I removed it. I must have removed it because this isn't the chart that I was using. That's why it's not there. Let me go back over here. MSFT. All right, here's the P&L that I had on Microsoft. All right, so I had 2 trades that I posted on Microsoft. One that I posted very early on, back here. I posted this early on. This was all the way back in October when Microsoft was right at about $205. Okay, let me just remove this here. Let me see if I can get rid of these colored bars. Here we go. Okay, so getting rid of the color bars there. basically, we had this trade here that we took at 205, and my upside target for that was up here at 258, right? That was a 25% trade. Later on, I said, okay, well, if you didn't take that trade, you can take it here, and that was at 213. That was a 21% trade. Now, obviously, it took more time to get there, but we are still at all-time highs. Let's see if we can make some slight adjustments to this, because again, if Microsoft is up at our upside target, then we are close to the top. We are close to the top. That wave 5 of wave 3 is among us here. So let's just move this out. That's wave 3. Here's wave 4. All right, so again, we've got this 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. The Elliott wave was right on this one. And then here comes the 5. Okay? So this is good. This is good. We've got a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 1, A, B, C into the 2. 1, 2, 3. You can count a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into that 3. I'm not going to get into the subdivision. A, B, C into the 4. And then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3. A, B, C into the 4. And then we're working on finishing this in the 1, 2, maybe 3 here, 4 here, and then finishing up this move. Microsoft is at my target to sell. So if you took this trade, if you're on the Discord, or if you were a member in the past and you remember this trade, which I posted twice, you should get out of that trade. You should get out of that trade and be happy that you had decent profit in that trade. From the first trade, that was 25%. And actually, I'm telling you to get out now. If you set your orders, you're already out. But this guy is at 28%. The second trade is at 24%. Trade closed. Trade closed, guys. All right, good deal. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, you know the deal. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And of course, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day.